no pain, all gain. No pain, all gain. And safety is number one, uno priority.
Uno.
Other than that, you know, like we try no judgment, right? That's a really tough one. And we focus on what our body can do, which also can be tough, but that's where the yoga comes in to really learn what our bodies are capable of. And so priorities are no pain, all gain. Pain is a message to your body to stop and take inventory and figure out what's next. It might mean stop. It might mean change what you're doing. It might not, and so, or something entirely different from what you're doing. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. If it's a really burning question, you can undo it while I'm teaching. You can also ask me questions before or after class. So that's what's nice about the live classes. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the classes for the Michigan Parkinson Foundation are on YouTube, if you can't make the live class. All right, let's begin. Any special requests? I am going to focus on talking about the asymmetries in the body, but anything else? So just so you know, this class is in the chair for about the first half and then on the mat for the second half. You can stay in the chair the whole time and stay with us. If you decide I only want to do chair, then you could do the first half and then leave when we start the mat. We're not offended. Do what's right for your body. All right.
Okay,
Are
I'll
you
go ahead and mute everyone. Enjoy your session.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Anne's already moving. She's moving and shaking. I see you. Yeah. So let's start to rock forward and back as you become conscious of your breathing. And then find the middle of your sitting bones. So that place where you're neither falling back and you're not too far forward, but rather you feel your spine lifting straight up. And then from there, take a hand to the belly, feel your inhale. When you inhale, the belly is gently pressing into your hand. And then on the exhale, you feel the hand soften back down. So there's a breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. A breathing in and a breathing out. Knowing that the breath is paramount, the foundation of yoga. It's really not about how high your arm reaches up towards the sky. It's about matching breath with movement or breathing in more of a stillness. Either one is a practice of yoga. So we're trying to focus on the breath in and out through the nose. Of course, if you're stuffy, you may be breathing through your mouth. Let's lower our arms down by the side, turn the palms forward, and feel your shoulder blades on your back. And then inhale, arms lift out to the side. Soften the elbows. Feel the weight of your arms. Focus on the weight of your arms. So take your mind's eye to your right arm and feel the weight of the arm, the hand, and the fingers. And feel the weight of the left arm, the hand, and the fingers. And then exhale and float your arms down. Inhale, arms lift. Extend from your heart out through your fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. Take both arms forward, palms facing each other, Interlace the fingers and press the palms away from you. Inhale, bend your elbows in towards you. And don't worry if the breath isn't exactly matching the movement, that's okay. Especially when you're new. Press the palms away. Inhale, open them up and out towards the side. Bending the elbows. Bending them, the fingers in towards your ears. Good. Open it up. And then bend the right elbow. Feel the fingertips touch right back behind your head. Open it up. Bend the left elbow. Now, if your arms get tired, you can lower them down. And open it up. Arms are forward. Touch your shoulders. Feel your shoulders. You might press your fingertips into the tops of your shoulders and notice that they're kind of hard. If they are, that just shows you there's a little bit of contraction going on there. Very often we hold stress right there. You can give it a little massage with your fingers, which is a nice thing to do. And then let's take our hands down towards our lap. Sit a little bit more towards the edge of the chair. You want to feel comfortable and balanced. And take your right hand outside your left thigh. And your left arm is going to go in a diag, angling back behind you. You might turn your head so you can see your thumb. And then breathe in as you tack your hips down into the chair. And as you tack them down, lift up and out of your waistline. Breathe in and breathe out. Find a hug. So left arm over right. Give yourself a nice hug. Wherever your hands wrap around. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breath is in through the nose. And breath is out through the nose. Breathing in. And breathing out. Open it up. Big, wide. Big open-hearted T. Bend the elbows. Good. Drop the fingertips down, elbows lift. Lift the fingertips and tilt the elbows forward. Exhale one more time. Elbows up. Notice how the shoulder blades come forward. And then as we lift the hands, we tilt the elbows up. You might feel your shoulder blades come onto your back. Let's find a twist now towards the right. Left hand outside right thigh and right hand behind you, gazing towards your thumb. Breathe in here. Bring your mind's eye to the bottom of your feet in this twist. Press your feet down. Notice how your belly may tone. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now hug right arm over left. By the way, you could always be doing the opposite hand because we've got two sides. Give yourself a big hug as you wrap your fingers and palms around you. And then maybe lower the hands a little bit so you can feel your ribs expand. So breathe in and feel the ribs expand. Exhale out through the nose and they soften back down a little bit. Bring the hands to the thighs. With your hands on your thighs, gently press your right hand into your right thigh. Feel the pressure without stressing out your shoulder. So it's coming from your hand and you're lifting tall. This pressure of your hand into your thigh, you lift tall. Then, with your hand pressing into your thigh, lift your right heel. Press the big toe mound down and all the way across the foot. Exhale, release it. One more time. Inhale, we lift the heel. Exhale, lower it down. This time, extend the right heel forward. You can release your hand and lift it up towards the sky. It may not go all the way up towards the sky, and that's okay. The elbow may remain bent. Lift up tall. Beautiful. And now exhale, take both hands to your hips. So now we're symmetrical with our hands, but our right leg is forward. Gently pull the elbows towards each other. You don't want to pull them so much that you feel tight across the top of your shoulders and thoracic cavity here. We don't want to, like if we pull too tight, then you'll feel stress actually in the back of your neck and all kinds of places. So it's a gentle pulling in, elbows towards each other, as though you were hugging a pumpkin back behind you. Isn't it pumpkin season? And then we're going to lean forward, pressing the heel down, maybe take the arms out towards the side. I say maybe because it's always a maybe. It's never a definitive. That's where you get to decide based on your practice and your body, what does it need now? On the exhale, take your hands to the chair and maybe lift the right leg. It may be just a few inches from the earth, or it may come about the other leg height, the thigh height, so that the thighs are even. So anywhere in between here. Then take your left arm out to the side, and we are in seated spinal balance. Breathe in and breathe out, and breath is in and breath is out. Lower the leg, lifting. That's right, lifting the left arm up. Take a side bend now towards your right. If you choose, you may take the right arm up. You might clasp the wrist and give it a little bit of traction. Keep long through the right and left side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, back upright. Exhale, hands at your heart, and drag that right heel back to meet the left. Now we're pressing our left hand into the thigh, the left thigh. Keep that shoulder neutral. So you don't want to come forward when you're pushing it. So we keep our shoulders squared. We lift tall through the spine. Now push the palm down into the thigh and feel that pressure all the way down into your footprint. And then release it. Take an inhale. On your exhale, push the palm down into your thigh. Awesome. Now, drag that heel forward. Good. And maybe you take your left arm forward and up towards the sky. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out, relax the shoulder. Let's take both hands to the hips. Squeeze the pumpkin back behind us. I use that word squeeze, and I don't like to use it very often. I must think the pumpkin's going to drop. But so we're hugging, but we're not squeezing, because then people tend to squeeze too much. So more of a hug in yoga. Then we lean forward. Maybe take your arms into cactus or a T. Try to find that place where your spine feels super long rather than curving down. So it's like a line that's going from the center of your crown all the way down to your tailbone. Then bring your hands to the chair and maybe lift the left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, lower the heel back down, take a little break. And then now this side could be different, right? Like maybe the heel stays down, or maybe this side the leg goes higher. And maybe the right arm goes out to the side. You can also push your left hand into your left thigh to give it a little bit of leverage. It's like they're pushing into each other. We call that an isometric. The muscles are working towards each other in your own body. Exhale, release down. Let's take a side bend. You can have both arms up. You could have one arm up and the other one holding the chair, or you can clasp the wrist. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel really long through the right side of your body and the left side of your body. Soften as you breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Come back to center, hands at the heart, bring the heel back in. Let's take our feet wide for goddess. And then interlace your fingers, if you will, or press the palms in towards each other, lifting the arms up and forward, and then perhaps up towards the sky, only as high as you can go. You might only be using one arm, and that's okay. Your left hand can use your right hand, or your right hand can help your left. They can help each other. That's okay. We call them co-partners. They're co-workers. They're working together. Let's make a circle, a big circle. So going towards the right, push down through your feet. No falling forward, so allowing the arms to go down, but tack your hips and your feet down, and then come up the other way. So we've made one full circle. Relax the shoulders, check it out. Now you can keep your hands together, or you can separate them. We'll go down again. So towards the right, and down, and up towards the left, and we rise up. Relax the shoulders. Now we're going to go the other way. So counterclockwise, towards the left and down. You can always switch the arms. As you come downward, really focus on tacking the hips down and the feet down. Come up the other way. Now, if you don't like the speed I'm going, you can always go slower or faster. That's another way you can make the practice your practice. I just give you the ideas. I'm like a tour guide, you know? Then you go, I want to go there, but I don't want to go there. And that's all great. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And we're going to twist now towards the right with the palms in towards each other, and come back to center and towards the left. Trying to keep the knees over the middle toes. You might feel like they want to fall in, so press them out as you twist now towards the left. Come back to center, open your arms into cactus, towards the right, back to center, towards the left, and back to center. And let's bring our feet back towards each other. Sitting tall, we're going to do a little bit of walking in place. So lifting the right and lowering it. Now you can use your hands to help, or you can hold on to the side of the chair and lift the leg up. One isn't better than the other. You can play around and do either version. So lifting on the inhale, exhale, let it go, lifting and lowering. Breathing in and breathing out. And we're going to march it. You might alternate arms. You can change your speed up. Beautiful. Breathing in, breathing out as you march. Feel the sensation of your feet touching the mat as we swing the arms. Swing them. Swing them, find a rhythm. You can also use your hands to lift the legs. Just notice how the body temperature may be changing. Notice how your head feels while you do this, or your neck. Trying to keep upright. A few more, even it out, and come back to center. Bring your hands to your knees or your thighs. We're going to go to cat pose. Halloween cat. I'm going to turn to the side in case you're new and they're like, what is she talking about? So for cat pose, your chin goes to your chest as you lean back. It's a rounding of the spine. You can imagine there's a big pumpkin on your lap and you're curling over it. Then inhale, lift up, shoulders up and back, heart lifting. Exhale, rounding, chin to chest, lean back. Inhale, lift up, shoulders up and back, heart lifting. Exhale, round, chin to chest, lean back. Breathe in as your heart lifts. Breathe out as you curl on in. And come back to neutral. Now we're going to play with inhaling, lifting the right leg, move it to the side and lower it down. Then inhale, lift the leg and bring it back in. Try to use your core here. You can hold on to the side of the chair. You can use one or both hands to help you. And we're going to add on from there. So inhale, right leg lifts, take it out to the side, lower it down. Really feel the sole of the foot come down. Then inhale, lift it up and bring it back in. Inhale, lift the left leg out to the side, lower it down. Inhale, bring it on in. You do not have to follow my speed. You might be going slower. You might be going a little faster. Try to be mindful with your breath. Breathe in, take it out, bring it back to center, lower it down. We're going to add on. Inhale, lift the right leg, push your palm into it. Palm into thigh, thigh into palm. Open it up, lower it down. Let's find a side then. Forearm to the thigh, hand can go to the hip, or you can lift the arm skyward and circle it around and about a few times. That's it. Be creative with your circle. Just kind of let it flow. Let it flow. And eventually the arm is over the ear. Gaze up towards the sky. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now we're going to push down through both feet. Push them down. Feel your belly tone rise up. You're into a T. Exhale, lower your hands down. Lengthen your right leg out to the side. You might want to scoochie over on the chair a little bit so that the chair doesn't push into your thigh. Then hands can be in a T. You could have one up and one down. We're going to tilt towards the right. Let your head lean slightly back into your fingertips. Be right here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lean slightly back into your fingertips. Press down through your heel and your foot. Rise up. Exhale, lower your hands down. Good. Inhale, arms rise. You can either have your hands behind your head or lift them towards the sky. Lift tall. Exhale, find your side bend. Beautiful. Press your right heel down and pull it towards you. Pull your toes towards you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands at your heart. Bending the right knee and bringing it on in. Notice how one side might feel different than the other. And let your legs kind of roll out and your feet roll out. And then let them roll in and let your feet get a little bit wider. And then roll out and roll in and roll out and roll in and out and in and one more. And then bring it on in. Walk your feet back in. Now we're going to lift the left leg. We're going to press our palm into the thigh. The leg lifts. Take it out. Lower it down. Inhale, it lifts. Bring it on in. Release it down. Take inventory every so often. Ask yourself, how is my body feeling now? Do I need to take a break? Can I keep going? When you're new, this is even perhaps a little bit harder to do because we're not used to checking in. We're used to rushing to the next thing. So check in. Inhale, leg lifts, take it out to the side, lower it on down. Now we're gonna bring our forearm to the thigh, and we're going to start to circle the elbow around and about on the right side. The circle's getting a little bit bigger and bigger. Circling and rounding. Breathing in and breathing out. Breath is in. You might follow your gaze. I mean, your gaze may follow your fingertips. You might follow your gaze. That's an interesting one. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And then maybe your arm comes over your ear. Maybe you take your fingertips behind your head. Either one is awesome as we find this side bend. Feel your feet. Feel the side of your body getting long. Breathe in and breathe out. Push your feet down, rise on up. Perhaps relax your arms down. Now we're going to move over to the left side of the chair and extending the heel. Take a moment, press the heel down, press that heel down and pull your toes towards you. Notice how the muscles kind of tighten and contract on your leg. Press them down and pull the heel towards you. You might take your fingertips behind your head. You might lift your arms up. Either one is okay. Choose, you choose. Let's find our side bend. Keep strong through the left side of the body. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you extend your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, we rise up. Bring the heel back in and close it on up. Now, we're gonna prepare to go down towards the earth. Let's do a little leg stretch before we go down and a thigh opener, and then we will be going down towards the earth. So if you have a yoga strap, great. If you don't, you can use your hands. You might have a chair in front of you to put your leg on, or an ottoman or sofa. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you could use like an old men's tie or belt. If you don't have it this time, that's okay. You'll have it next time. Placing the strap around the foot, lower the leg down. I like to cross the tie. It's not a requirement. It just gives you a little bit more, I think, ability to hug the strap towards the bottom of your foot, which generally feels pretty good. So we're pushing the heel away and the toes towards us. And then perhaps you lift the leg up and you feel a stretch. I want to keep the shoulders up and back. We're angling our sitting bones down towards the chair. Breathe right here, breathe in and breathe out. Now this is a nice one to hold for several breaths. You can kind of play with the strap moving around on your arch. You might lower the leg a little bit. Really is nice to rest it on something in front of you. It's nice to have two chairs nearby when you're practicing. Then we're going to bend the knee on in and place the ankle over the thigh. Now, if that doesn't work and the hip isn't quite ready for that, you could put the foot on a block or two or pillows, or even a chair in front of you. So this or something like that. It could be even this. We lift tall, and then we're going to lean forward. This is called, some people call this gentleman's pose, and some people call this number 4. The chin is tilting down towards your chest so that your back of your neck is long. We don't want the ears going back and your neck is crunched. So imagine you've got that beam coming out from the top of your head. As you lean forward, you're going to stop leaning forward when you feel a stretch on the outside of the hip or the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, rise up and lower the leg on down. Let's stretch out our left leg, tie around foot, cross it, shoulders up and back. Lift tall through the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, the leg rises, shoulders up and back. You might feel the weight of the leg, which is why sometimes we place it on something in front of us. We're maybe spreading our toes. Maybe this side, the sensation feels different than the other side, and that's okay. That is okay because we are asymmetrical beings. One side might be tighter than the other. One side might be more flexible than the other. One might feel stronger than the other. So we give each leg its due attention. Let's find our number 4 or gentleman's pose on this side. And sometimes one hip is tighter than the other. So this may be the variation for one side, and this might be the variation for the other side. Hands can be at your hips or one on your knee and one on your foot. And if you're feeling a sensation right here, you can stop and just feel the sensation and breathe. If not, you can gently press your hand into your thigh, not your knee, and start to come a little bit forward until you feel an opening through the thigh or the hip. Breathe right here. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Softening as you breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. And release and come on up, and we will lower down onto the mat. So take your block with you, your strap with you, a blanket as we lower on down. Now, to lower down, you want to make sure you're safe. So number 1 is, do you feel confident to go down? Number 2 is, if you don't do it. Or do you know you have help around to help you? Number 3, you might want to put the chair against the wall for stability so you know it's not going to fall anywhere. You want to keep the props out of your way as you lower on down. And there's different ways people go down. Most people like to put one knee down and then the other. So I'm going to take my hands to the chair and lower one knee down and then the other knee down. And then we're going to move this chair out of the way so it's not in your way, your vision. And you'll be coming down onto the mat. You might want to have your knees over a blanket for a little more cushion. And then we're going to find our way onto all fours and lean forward and back. So you're going to rock your hips forward and back. Take your time to get down to the mat. And when you get there, you'll meet up with us. Try not to rush in yoga, but rather be mindful of the transition from going up to down on the mat. I like to call the mat the earth, because that's really what we're placing our feet and our soles on. There might be a little something in between, such as carpeting or floor or foundation of our house, wherever you may be. So rocking forward and back. Notice how the weight switches in your hands. And then let's find table. So knees are about hip distance apart, and hands are just about underneath shoulders. Fingers are spreading. We're going to gaze forward and then down a little bit, because if I gaze forward and up, my neck is going to go up like that. It's kind of hard to do that. So if we gaze forward and down, it keeps the back of the neck long without a kink in it. And then we're going to extend the right leg back and press the heel away. So you can kind of rock forward and back there. Really nice to stretch the bottom of the foot. We're curling the toes upward with this as we push the heel away. Just getting a little bit more mobility in the foot. Super important for balance. Many, many reasons it's important. And then go ahead and circle the knee around and about. So you're going to pull the knee in, out to the side and back. And pull the knee in and out to the side and back. Your circle might be small, something like this, or it might get a little bit bigger. Now you take a break when you need to, and if your hands or your wrists are sore, you might come down onto your forearms, or you might lean back into a child pose, which I will show in a minute. And then release. Let's all take a break in child pose. So for child pose, the knees gently, they go a little bit wider generally than your hips, and your toes go towards each other. Now you'll adjust it based on how your hips are. Like you might have your knees towards each other and anywhere in between. Some people are super open, might have it really wide. Then we lean back towards the heels. The buttocks may not touch the heels. That's not the goal here, but you're lengthening your spine forward. Now your elbows, if your shoulders are tight, you might bend your elbows. Otherwise, you might lengthen your arms in this child pose. Now, child pose is meant to be a restorative pose for breathing and somewhat letting go. But for some people, it's not so comfortable. So if it's not, you could skip it. I just wanted to show it because it is a break. It can be a break. We're going to come back up and do the other side. So lengthening the left leg back, push out through the heel. You can rock forward and back. And you might notice that this leg is tighter than the other one. Maybe you noticed the sensation more of your foot on the right leg, but on the left, you're feeling it in your calf. So you just notice, feel the shifting forward and back as you breathe in and as you breathe out. I'm going to shift here so you can see this leg as we circle it around and about. So bring the knee in, out to the side, back and around. In, out, back and around. Could do a small circle. First, that can be harder than the big circle. Or you can make the circle really big. So you're drawing a circle with your kneecap. Notice how your weight bearing on your hands, good for our bones. And then bring it on down and move back towards the child pose. I'm going to situate myself forward here so you can see. Now you might have your knee, your knees on the blanket because it's easier on your knees. Another thing in child pose is sometimes people's feet cramp, and putting a blanket under the feet is a nice thing to do. It helps the cramping. So we're going to come back to our child pose. And now we're going to take a crescent. So we're going to walk our hands towards the right until we feel a stretch on the left side of the body. Take about 3 to 5 breaths here and really feel that nice stretch through the left side of the body. So you may feel your hip, your left hip moving out to the side as well. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Let's walk the hands towards the center and towards the left. So crescent on the left side now. And you can change the angle of your hands based on the stretch that you are feeling. Relax the head. And breathe and feel the ribs widen on the inhale. And then you'll feel your torso soften on the exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. In. And out. Bring the hands back to center. Walk your your hands back towards you. And we will go into a butterfly pose. Now, butterfly seated, you might want to sit on a blanket, or a block is nice too, or a pillow, so that your spine is lifted upwards. Let's find our butterfly. So butterfly, knees are out to the side, feet are towards each other. Some people find it very helpful to place blocks underneath their legs like this. Your feet may not come in as close. They might be more here, depending upon your body. And then we sit tall, have our hands on our ankles or our shins. We're going to do alternate nostril breathing. We haven't done that in a little bit. It's to help balance out the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So you're going to breathe in and out through your nose. And then you're going to choose which hand is best for you. I'm right-handed. I'm going to use my right hand. So we're going to breathe in and out and gently block the right nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. Block the left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Now your peace fingers, they can be kind of pushing into your third eye, which I love that pressure, or you can bring them down into your hand. So it looks like that. So either way is fine. You also could use two hands. So here we go again. I'm going to talk you through it. Breathe in and breathe out. Gently block the right nostril. Inhale in through the left. Block the left. Exhale out through the right. Now try not to push too hard on your nostrils. You just have to gently touch them. Breathe in through the right. Block it. Exhale out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Block it. Exhale out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Block it. Exhale out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Block it. Exhale out through the right. You can make the counts your own. For instance, you might breathe in for a count of 3 or 4, and then exhale out for a count of 3 or 4, trying to balance it out. Let's go for a count of 4, but you can always switch it up. So blocking the right nostril, inhale in to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block the left, exhale out through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale in through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block the right, exhale out through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale in through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block it, exhale out through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale in through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block it. Do a few more times on your own. And then let your hand go. Turn your palms upward. Take a few soft breaths. And we will lower down onto our back. Make sure you've got a block near you and a strap. We're down on our back. Come on down. And then you're going to bring the strap to your right foot and press your right foot up to the sky. Gently press the foot towards the sky. Then we're going to bend the knee and let the knee come in towards us. Lift the footprint up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the knee in towards you. And then press it away. Good, feel the stretch. go to your length. So if you start to feel a pull and it's too much and you feel your face clenching or your jaw clenching, your teeth coming together, it's too much. So back off of that stretch. And then take it out to the side, push the heel away. Now, very often what happens is we take the leg out to the side and the opposite hip comes up. So make sure to push it down. Try to keep the shoulders neutral rather than stressing out and lifting. Some people use two hands and some people use one hand when the leg is out to the side. It's tough, but try to relax that opposite shoulder. Now, if you're not getting a full stretch, you can extend the bottom leg, but it's not a requirement. Let's take the right leg back up, release the tie, and now we're going to slowly lower the leg down. So keep the left knee bent, arms down by your side, slowly lowering the right leg towards the earth, but not all the way, and then pull the knee in towards you, give it a hug in. Then extend the leg up, press the heel away, pull it back in towards you. One more time, press up. As you extend, notice if your lower spine lifts up and stop at that point. You don't want the spine lifting up in a curve. So try to keep the ribs down and maybe the leg doesn't go so far down. Then breathe in and out, pull your belly towards the earth, towards your spine. Pull the knee in and extend the left leg long, push out through the heel. So you're pulling the knee in, pressing out through the left heel. Give yourself a hug around that knee and shin. And then step both feet down into like a bridge press pose. So feet are down and outside your hips. Next side. So I'm gonna turn. Now, if your head is feeling funky, it's good to put in, you feel like your head is tipping back. It's nice to put a blanket under your head, but not too high that your neck gets flat. So it would look something like this. I'm just showing you, we're on the opposite side now with the strap. But if your head is tilting back like that, you might want a little something under your head so that your forehead and your chin are about level. Then we're going to put the strap around the left foot. And again, go for that bending and straightening, easing into stretching the leg. Pulling the shoulders down towards the mat, bending the knee, pressing it back up. Bend the knee back in, press the footprint up. Use your breath as you move. Easy, easy does it. As you stretch, find your full range of motion where you feel a little sensation, but not pain, not too much. If you don't feel enough, you can extend that bottom leg, but give it a breath or two because sensation changes over time. Stay there for any amount of time you want. It could be 5 breaths, 10 breaths. If I would say 2 is too short, too short. Then we're going to take the leg out to the side and keep now this right hip down, using one or both hands to hold it. And the knee may be bent a little bit. That's okay. That is okay. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. In and out. You'll feel the sensation, it changes, and maybe this leg feels very different than the other. We're going to lift the leg back up, release the strap, and play with that circular motion of our leg. So lowering it down and then in towards us, trying to mind the back. We don't want the back to curve up. Lifting it, heel forward, pull it in. Lift the footprint, take it forward, pull it in. Lift it up, out, and in, and up, and away, and in. This next time, lower it slowly. Try to keep your ribs pushing down into the mat. And so on your exhale, draw the belly in as you push the back, the lower spine down into the mat. If it creeps up, if you have pain, bend your knee back in towards you. Don't go so low. So someone might be here, someone might be here, someone might be here, and it might be different on both legs. I'm also giving the right foot some good pressure down into the mat. And now we're going to pull the knee in and extend. So we're pulling the left knee in, extending the right leg to get a good stretch in there. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. And if it's feeling pinchy at all, you can go ahead and circle the knee around. You want to release any tension that you're feeling. Let's find our way to bridge prep pose. And you might place a block in between your thighs for bridge prep. You might even place a block in between your heels. You don't have to. These are options. I'm going to do it just for the fun of it. So we got a block in between the heels and a block in between the thighs. And we're going to lift down up. We're going to push down through our feet, lift up. The inner ankles are hugging the block. The inner thighs are hugging the block. Try not to turn your head when you're in this pose. Walk your shoulders underneath you. Notice how you might feel a stretch along the front of the thigh. You might feel the hamstrings cramping. If one or both do, lower down. Lower the hips down first. Give it a break. You might massage back behind that hamstring. Give it a break, and then we'll go in again. So press down through the feet. Inhale, we lift our hips. Hug the block with your inner thigh. Hug the block with your inner ankles if you have a block in between there. Notice how you feel some toning in your buttocks. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. In and out. And out and in. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly lower the hips down. Maybe take the block out. Release the other block, and let's find happy baby pose. Happy baby, you cannot do wrong. You bring your knees in towards you. You might rock right and left a few times. You might weave your arms on the inside of your thighs and around the ankles. And then do some rocking motion, right and left and right. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the massage along the spine. When you're ready, you're going to drop the feet down and find your way to the last spinal twist of the practice. Bring your knees in towards you. Let them drop one way. And your arms can be in a cactus or a long T. Your head may or may not turn the opposite way. Now, if this feels like you need support under your legs, you can place a blanket or a pillow or a block under your legs. Some people like a little something between the legs. Usually something under is kind of nice. If the legs aren't totally touching down. If they're touching down, you don't need anything. When you're ready, switch sides. Bring the feet back to center. You might lift your hips up and take them to the left as you lower your knees down to the right. I actually just did left and then right, but you might be doing the opposite. Feel your twist. Breathe in your twist. Maybe the head turns the opposite way. Feel your shoulders. You might try to tap that shoulder blade down to the mat. Feel an opening across the front of your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. And in and out. When you're ready, you'll come to the final resting pose. For some of you, that's traditional pose, which is you lie down, your arms are down by your side, your feet are flopping open. Some of you might love a blanket or a bolster underneath your knees. And that's a nice way to support the lower back. So pillows, something under the knees. Some of you might want to cover yourselves with a blanket. Some of you might want to put your feet up on the chair nearby. So find a resting pose that's right for your body. What is your body calling for at this moment and this Friday morning as you start your weekend? Breathe in and out without trying to control the breath in any way. This is where you relax and let be without control. Softening each part of the body as it relaxes in your posture against the earth. Letting the earth, the pillows, the space around you support you from the outside in and the inside out. Mindful of the breath, letting it just be as it is, effortless. Softening, just letting be without judging. Breathing in kindness and compassion. Breathing in gratitude for the gifts of the practice and for what your body can do. Finding that inner smile across your heart. Imagine drawing a smile across your heart and an inner smile in your body, your face. Stay as long as you want in your resting pose. I'll close the class and seated with palms together, but it's your time, it's your practice. I encourage you to stay as long as your body is calling for and your day will allow. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste, everyone.
Have a wonderful weekend also.
Take care, everyone. If it was your first practice and you have any questions, you can always text me, call me, email me. I am here for you.
Mindy, thank you for reviewing the alternate nostril breathing. I appreciated that, needed that.
Oh, good. I'm glad. You know, we forget to use that one, and it's so helpful for so many things. I know people who use it for like dizziness or vertigo. There's many different ways, different reasons to use it. Just to feel more balanced through your day is really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you, Mindy. Namaste.
Namaste. Have a wonderful weekend.
How's Don doing? Does anyone know?
Yes, they took him to the emergency room. He's being treated for a concussion. He feels much better. And that's the last that I heard yesterday.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you for asking. I'll tell him everybody's thinking of him.
Great. All right, have a great weekend.
Thank you, Mindy.
Take care, everyone.